Okay, thanks so much, Dr. Gideon Ogunniye, for joining me again. And of course, my brother is here, Samuel Adebayo. You're welcome on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and good evening to all our viewers.
Yes.
Yeah, it is good to be back as well.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. The present reality of politics in Nigeria portrays a system that is under a siege by the actions of the aging political drivers we have in the country, through their policy formulation and implementation. The current leaders of this country shows a different shift from what is obtainable in the post-colonial era, where nationalists that are youth agitated for the independence of this country. But it shows that reverse is the case. The likes of Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Ahmadu Bello, Ekoti Ebo, Anthony Enaro, just to mention a few. They are youths in their days and they fought for the independence of this country. Anyway, it has come, the aphorism that leaders, youth are the leaders of tomorrow, is now is a different case entirely in the Nigeria education, in the Nigeria sector. Sorry for that. And now today, we want to talk about youths and the politics. Dr. Gideon, I guess you're there.
Yes.
There's an interview sometimes ago with the one they called Jagaban. I mean, the line of Bodinian, Baba Tinubu. He said that he's a youth. And he will not be the only one to assert that. I want you to define who a youth is truly to us. Please, doctor, who is a youth?
So in Nigeria, a youth is a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that is between the age of 18 and 29 years age, according to the National Youth Policy of 2019. However, the African Youth Charter recognizes youth as people between the age of 15 and 35. So Jagaban calling himself youth is wrong. I think it's just a way to deceive people. And those of us that are above 35, we are no longer youth. So if we're talking about youth, according to the United Nations, according to African Youth Charter, is between the age of 15 and 35.
Okay, Samuel Adebayo, when we talk about youth, is it in strength? Is it in strength or in agility or in ability?
Well, if we are talking about youth, I think it involves everything. Youth has to do with strength, agility. It has to do with the mental capacity. It has to do with a lot of things. You understand? Talking about the youth. Okay.
Samuel, so if you now have somebody that is like 59, that has the ability, that has the agility and the strength, can it be considered as a youth?
Mm-hmm.
Can such person be considered?
No. The fact remains that with time, when man grows, when man develops, there are certain things that becomes unavailable again in the body. Tell you that at 50, at 50, you have a lot of things. You have a lot of things that you are doing, but you are channeling strength that you have left. You are channeling it towards something else. Even if you take it to the religious aspect, you discover that biblically it is time 70 for man to live. So let's assume that you have 20 years to live more with what you have lived, and you are still claiming that you are a youth. So it sounds very, very funny when these people are calling themselves youth. So youths are people that have the strength, that have the mental capacity, that have the ability to channel all they've got inside of them to a cause, and of course attain and achieve the main goal that they've set their heart to.
Okay, thank you so much, Samuel. It is one of the agitation over the years that youth should go into politics, that youth should be involved in the policy formulation and implementation of this dear country. But it is seen that just 80%, 20% of youths represent a nation in the field of politics. Now, I want to ask you that, the political drivers we have now has make policy implementation and formulation unattainable for youth. For instance, for you to purchase a presidential ticket of PDP, it is 40 million naira as at now that I'm speaking with you. Last year, in 2018, to purchase APC presidential ticket is 45 million naira. Do you think youths can have this amount of money, having in mind that one of the two dominant political parties in Nigeria is PDP and APC, and that is the only umbrella that it is very certain that you can enter with? Do you think youths can enter the government through this particular policy?
Let me answer that question. Despite the growing evidence of youth activism and mobilization in Nigeria, Nigerian youth are yet to achieve their level of inclusion, the level of inclusion required to gain representation in politics. And this is not just about money. It's about lack of strategy to participate in politics. You see, these established political parties that we have in the country, they will continue the system they have because it favors them, and they don't see any reason they need to change that system. So they will continue to ask for 40 million for presidential tickets because they know that only corrupt people that can afford it, those have participated in politics and have stole some money. But we have achieved some gains in terms of the pressure we put on the federal government to pass a not too young to run bill in 2019, which was signed by President Buhari. We've had some gain during the NSAS protest, where the youth come together, forgetting about the racial divisions among them, come together to advocate for end to police brutality, and that delivered some results. But we are not maximizing these gains. Young people in Nigeria are not maximizing these gains. They are not building on them. In the colonial era, we have the likes of Amadou Bello, we have the likes of Tafawa Balewa, we have the likes of Awolowo, we have the likes of Nnamdi Azikiwe, the likes of Abat Macaulay, that do things that are legendary in their 20s and 30s to challenge the colonial powers, to demand for for independence, to come together and form a political movement, national youth movement. And I think this is the thing that is lacking today. Nigerian youth have sort of left politics for the older generation. They don't know that this will not augur well for the nation. We need their power, we need their intelligence, we need their agility in politics. And they need to come into that space not to practice the new system, the old system, but to come up with new initiatives, with new strategies that we engender youth inclusion in Nigerian political power. So I think this is where we are not doing. Nigerian youths are not doing enough, and they need to step up. They need to step up the game.
Wisdom deposit comes with age. Should age be a significant factor in the process of administration?
No. Age of people shouldn't be an issue. But if somebody is above 70 years old, I believe that person should be in retirement. Not to say that he wants to contest for presidential election in Nigeria because of the complexity of the Nigerian state. It requires somebody that's still vibrant, that still have energy to lead. I know that people will say that what about the United States of America, where the president is over 70 years? But this country already have institutions, strong institutions, and whoever the president will be able to function. But I think the peculiar nature of Nigeria requires somebody that is still vibrant to undo the political, the first office in the country. So age is a factor and it's also not a factor.
Okay, I so much understand what you said, Doctor. But don't you think experience is needed to achieve something in Nigeria? Don't you think we need people of experience that they will be able to guide and paddle the canoe of this country?
So, if you're talking about experience, what experience did Tafawa Balewa, Amadou Bello, what experience did they have when they were leaders in Nigeria in their 20s, in their 30s, that they were forming political movements, forming political parties, and these people, before they were 40 years old, they were already head of states, they were already premier governors. So
generous.
When Nigerian youths have the ability to do a lot of things, it's just that they are not coming together. They are not seeing this political arena as a space they have to explore if they really want to change things and turn things around in the country.
Okay, Samuel, are you there? Samuel Adebayo, are you there? Okay, Doctor, over the years now, it has been something. When we check from 1960 to date, we see that it is the same people that keep governing us. It has been recycled from 1960. Mention any leaders, they still remain the same. How can we break out of this? Let me call it a siege. How can we break out of this? Because it seems same people keep ruling. Same people keep ruling.
Yeah, that was what I said earlier on. The high cost of nomination forms in these strong parties will continue to be an obstacle for young people to participate in the political arena. But like I've been saying, Nigerian youth have to come up with initiatives, with new strategies to actually be involved in politics. Otherwise, we'll continue to recycle these old corrupt politicians that are not ready to give up power. So that power has to be taken from them. So young people should form new political parties, or they should join political parties that are existing but is having agenda or having manifesto that is close to what they want, and they have to start coming up with strategy to adopt candidates that they think should be the next president of the country, should be the next governors in their state. So they have to participate fully, and they also have to organize themselves into advocacy projects that we orientate and create awareness among themselves. So these are the kind of things that I expect young people to be doing.
Every voice matters today. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And this is where I'll be drawing the curtain close on the program today. Thanks so much for joining me. You can check more of our videos on YouTube and Facebook, Fat Corner in uppercase and Facts in uppercase and Corner in lowercase. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.